Good morning, dear students. Myself Kanhaiya Jha and your channel Kanhaiya Physics. On that you can see whole the lecture of semiconductor. The first lecture I have already uploaded. This will be my second lecture. So in the second lecture we will discuss about energy band, valence band, conduction band, intrinsic semiconductor, and if the time will permit, today I will take extrinsic, or in the next lecture I will take extrinsic semiconductor. So first understand what is energy band. First understand what is energy band. In my previous lecture I told you that the simple figure of energy band is like this. It is like this. So there will be two bands in silicon crystal. One total energy level which is present, that is A10. In the previous lecture I have discussed this. Total energy level will be A10. That will be divided into two parts, 4n and 4n. The lower 4n is known as valence band. This one is known as valence band, and the upper 4n is known as conduction band. Conduction band. Now you are seeing this gap. This is the gap between valence band and conduction band. This is the gap between valence band and conduction band, and this gap is known as Eg. Actually, what is Eg? See this. Eg is actually known as forbidden energy gap. Forbidden energy gap. So Eg is what? Forbidden energy gap. How we will define forbidden energy gap? Write it. The difference, the energy difference, between conduction. See, valence band we will write by Vb. Valence band we will write by Vb. When I will write Vb, you will understand I am writing valence band, and when I will write Cb, you will understand that I am writing what? Conduction band. Cb means conduction band and Vb means valence band. Clear? So how we will define this? The energy difference between valence band and conduction band is known as forbidden energy gap. Forbidden energy gap. Clear? The difference between the energy difference between conduction band and valence band is known as forbidden energy gap. The lower one is known as valence band. The upper one is known as conduction. This diagram is very important. So write it. Make the class note properly. Okay. Understand something more. See now, you have seen silicon. Silicon atomic number is 14. Silicon atomic number is 14. If you will do the electronic configuration of silicon, so what will be the electronic configuration? 2 to 4, 6, 10 to 12 to 14. This will be 2, 3, 3. See, in the outermost, that means valence electron is how much? Valence electron is how much? 4. Valence electron means total number of electron which is present in the outermost orbit. So here outermost orbit is third. Here also 3, here also 3. So third orbit is the outermost orbit. How many electrons is present? 2 here and 2 here. Total valence electron is 4. So in one silicon atom total valence electron is 4. So if you will see the lattice structure of silicon, now see this diagram is very important. Understand this diagram very carefully. You will make like this. silicon, 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 and then here also you will add silicon, silicon, silicon. Here also you will add silicon, silicon, silicon. Then what you will do, that make a circle on all the silicon. Make a circle on. This is the first diagram, that's why I am making it slowly. Later on I will make it very fastly. Every silicon has how many valence electron? 4. Every silicon has 4 valence electrons. So we will place 4 dots on each and every silicon. Every silicon has how many valence electrons? 4 valence electrons. So I will place how many dots? 4 dots here. So 4 dots on each and every silicon I will place. This is like the designing of mehdi. You can design your mehdi on your hand like this. Okay? You know. Achha, now see. Oh. So here is also 4. Now each silicon will make bond with its neighboring. Like this. This is a beautiful structure now. Try to see this. What is happening that see, silicon has how many valence electron? Total valence electron is 4. Now silicon, each and every atom want to be stable. Stable means it want to complete octet. Octet means total number of 8 electron. If there will be total 8 electron, then it will be stable. So see, 4 electron is here and 4 electron it will share from the neighbor. So that is covalent bond. मतलब मैं भी दूंगा और तुम भी दो और हम दोनों मिलके क्या बना लेंगे? We both together will form covalent bond. One I will give, one you will give. So give and take policy. So see, 4 electron was earlier with silicon. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. This silicon will share 4 electron from here. So total is 8. Like this. This silicon also earlier it was 4. Now above will be a silicon now. So total 8. Here in the left hand side there will be another silicon. It will combine with that. Here also there will be another silicon atom here. So actually this is a crystal. This is a crystal of silicon. Crystal of silicon means there will be a lot of silicon atom. Crystal of silicon means there will be a lot of silicon atom, and this structure is known as lattice structure. Which structure? This structure is known as lattice structure of silicon. Actually this is just a sample, because in this there will be a thousands and lakhs of silicon atom, because this is a crystal, no? Okay, so this is bonded by covalent bond. Each silicon is making covalent bond with the neighboring silicon. Each silicon is making covalent bond with the neighboring silicon. कौन सा पॉलिसी है? गिव एंड टेक पॉलिसी. एक मैं दूंगा, एक तुम दो. ओके, ये सब क्यों कर रहे हैं? फॉर कंप्लीटिंग द ऑक्टेट, फॉर गेनिंग द स्टेबिलिटी. Now try to understand that valence band में ये सब silicon, all the silicon is making bond with each other. Valence means in the valence band all the silicon will making covalent bond with each other. तो जो हम लोगों ने देखा था, see here, one was valence band, one was conjunction band. This is valence band, this is conjunction band. So earlier, if I will talk at 0 Kelvin, at 0 Kelvin temperature, 0 Kelvin temperature means 0 Kelvin temperature means absolute. 0 Kelvin temperature is also known as absolute temperature. 0 Kelvin temperature is known as absolute temperature. So at absolute temperature, that means at 0 Kelvin. 0 Kelvin means how much? approximately it is equal to minus 273 degree Celsius. So at minus 273 degree Celsius is not a high temperature, it is a very low temperature. So at minus 273 degree Celsius, what will happen? That these all covalent bond is, these all silicon atom is making covalent bond with the neighboring silicon. So what will happen? That no any electron is free है, यहाँ पे कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्री ही नहीं है. So if no any electron is free, there will be no any conduction of current, because electron free होगा तब तो conduct होगा. What we have studied in conductor, that means in current electricity, when electron will be free, it will move. If electron is not free, it will not move, and if it will not move, it will not conduct any current. The same logic I will apply here. So at 0 Kelvin, if I will talk at 0 Kelvin, then all the electron will be present in valence band. At 0 Kelvin, all the electron will be present in valence band, and each is making covalent bond with the neighboring. So this is at 0 Kelvin. So all the element is making covalent bond. So all the electron is present in valence band. No any electron will go in conduction band. So at 0 Kelvin, conduction band will be totally empty. Totally empty. That means here will be no any electron to conduct electricity. Because at 0 Kelvin, that means this temperature is very less. So this temperature is not capable to break the bond. Is not capable to break this bond. Actually, at 0 Kelvin, this structure, this lattice structure is very stable. So there will be no any breaking of bond. So there will be no electron will be free, and if no electron will be free, no current will be generated. That means conduction band will be empty. So at 0 Kelvin, write it. At 0 Kelvin, write a line. At 0 Kelvin, semiconductor will behave as insulator. Will behave as insulator. At 0 Kelvin, semiconductor. This concept is clear, because no any bond will break, so no any electron will be free. If no any electron will be free, no any conduction of current. So at 0 Kelvin, semiconductor will behave as insulator. So at 0 Kelvin, what will happen? Conduction band will be empty. At 0 Kelvin, conduction band will be empty. If you want, you can write in your class note that at 0 Kelvin, conduction band will be empty. That means there will be no any charged particle in conduction band, so there will be no any conduction of current. Is it clear? Okay. How we will define conduction band? Conduction band is a band which is present above the valence band. How we will define conduction band? Conduction band is a band which is above the valence band. So valence band के ऊपर जो band हो उसी को क्या बोलते हैं? Conduction band. I think these all concepts are clear. Now if I will talk at higher temperature, that means at room temperature. That means right now what I have understand, that at 0 Kelvin, semiconductor will behave as insulator. But at higher temperature, that means at room temperature, let's say at room temperature, if I will talk at room temperature, let's say room temperature right now is 27 degrees Celsius. Let's say it is 27 degrees Celsius. I am talking at 27 degrees Celsius. So what is happening? At room temperature, this bond is start to break. Which bond? The bond, the covalent bond which is present between silicon and silicon, this bond start to break. Now any bond can break at any time. We don't know that which bond will break. So I will break any bond. Suppose that this bond will break. So if this bond will break, what will happen? This sharing electron will become free. This electron will become free. And when this electron will become free, then this electron will go from here to here. So at this place there will be a vacancy. At this place there will be a vacancy. This vacancy is known as hole. This vacancy is known as hole. Or you can write vacancy also. Hole or vacancy, anything you can write. So what is happening? when the temperature will increase, and I will increase up to 27 degrees Celsius, that means I am talking at room temperature. We all know that when we will receive energy, then we become unstable. For example, you have seen the ice. When we will hit the ice, then ice is earlier in solid form, and when we will hit it, it will break, it will melt, and then it will go in liquid form. So when we will give energy, ice will break. So after receiving energy, system will become unstable. It will start breaking of the bond. So ice will break and it will convert from solid to liquid. Like that. Why ice is breaking? Because ice is becoming unstable after receiving energy. Like that, when we will increase energy here, so at room temperature, semiconductor will break the bond, electron will be free, hole will be generated. Now here is an important concept of hole. That in conductor chapter, what was happening in current electricity chapter, that only electron was the charged particle, but in semiconductor chapter we have two charged particles, one is electron and one is hole. So in semiconductor chapter, total number of charged particles is 2, one is electron and one is hole, and both will conduct current. So here electron will also make current, hole will also make current. Clear? Okay, so when one bond will be free, when one bond will break, one electron will be free, one hole will be generated. Now it's not sure that only one bond will break. It may be possible that two bonds will break. Let's say if this bond will also break, so what will happen? This electron will be free and this hole will be generated. So when one bond will break, one electron will be free, one hole will be generated. When two bonds will break, two electron will be free, two hole will be generated. So if had one thing you can understand, one bond will break, one electron free, one hole generated. Two bond break, two electron free, two hole generated. Three bond will break, three electron will be free, three hole will be generated. So if n bond will break, now I will generalize it. If n bond will break, then n electron will free and n hole will be generated. So can we say that here number of electron will be equal to number of hole? Here number of electron will be equal to number of hole. So actually I am coming to the concept of intrinsic semiconductor. I am coming to the concept of intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor. Actually semiconductor has two parts. We can categorize semiconductor into two types. One is intrinsic, and the next one that will come, that will be extrinsic. So what is intrinsic semiconductor? It is 100%. It is 100% pure semiconductor. 100% pure semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor is 100% pure semiconductor. That means we will not mix any impurity in this. Then what will happen in this? As bond will break. If one bond will break, one electron will be free and one hole will be generated. If two bond will break, two electron will be free, two hole will be generated. So here number of electron will be equal to number of hole. That means Ne will be equal to NH. So number of electron will be equal to number of hole. Number of electron will be equal to number of hole. Is it clear? Okay. So this is intrinsic semiconductor. Take the screenshot if required. Okay. Understand something more. Here, first concept in intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor, what we have understand till now. In intrinsic semiconductor, first thing that is very important, that is number of, first thing is it is 100% pure, because I will not mix any impurity in this. It is 100% pure. The second thing, here number of electron will be equal to number of hole. Achha, you have understand this formula in current electricity chapter, that I is equal to NEAVD, right? So as the number of charged particle will be more, current will be more, right? Number of charged particle will be more, current will be more. Here number of charged particle, here in semiconductor there is how many charged particles? 2, electron as well as hole. So and number of electron is equal to number of hole in which semiconductor? In the intrinsic semiconductor. So current due to electron will be equal to current due to hole. Current due to electron will be equal to current due to hole. Here one more thing that you have to understand. Here in the book they are writing, since Ne is equal to Ns, they are writing this is equal to Ni. And what is Ni? This Ni is known as number of intrinsic particle. What is Ni? Number of intrinsic particle. And then they will write one formula also, that Ne, take the fourth point, Ne into Nh is equal to Ni ka square. Because these two are equal, so Ne is equal to Nh. So if I will replace Nh with Ne into Ne square, and that we have supposed how much? Ni. So Ne into Nh is equal to Ni ka square. Understand the fifth point. Here, since who is making current? Electron is also making current, hole is also making current. So here are two charged particles which is making current. Here is two charged particles which is making current. Current due to electron also, current due to hole also. So total current will be equal to current due to electron plus current due to hole. Total current will be how much? What is this? Total current or net current? Total current, or you can say net current. So total current or net current in intrinsic semiconductor will be how much? Current due to electron as well as current due to hole. So IE plus, we know current is a scalar quantity, so we will simply edit algebraically. What we have understood, that at 0 Kelvin semiconductor will behave as insulator. When we will increase the temperature, that it will become unstable. When it will become unstable, the bond will break. If one bond will break, one electron will be free, one hole will be generated. If two bond will break, two electron will be free, two hole will be generated. So if n bond will break, n electron will be free, n hole will be generated. So number of electron is equal to number of hole is equal to number of intrinsic particle. It is 100% pure, because here is only silicon atom. There is no any impurity in this. But in extrinsic semiconductor, when we will study, there we will mix some impurity. Here current due to electron is equal to current due to hole. Here Ne into Ns will be equal to Ni square, and total current will be equal to current due to electron plus current due to hole. Is it clear? So now understand one more thing. Write some value There is some more difference between conductor, insulator, and semiconductor. There is some more difference between conductor, insulator, and semiconductor. Try to understand this. In conductor, we all know that valence band and conduction band. We all know that valence band, there is one valence band, one is conduction band. What is happening that in conductor valence band, we will always make valence band lower and conduction band upper. In conductor, valence band and conduction band overlap with each other. That means one over other. Both is overlapping. See here, both is overlapping with each other. So what is happening that in conductor, this Forbidden energy gap, that means Eg, is approximately 0. But in insulator, this is conduction band and this is valence band. Oh, this is valence band, this is conduction band, and the difference between valence band and conduction band is known as Eg. And for insulator, this Forbidden energy gap is greater than 3 electron volt. This energy is greater than 3 electron volt. And if I will talk about semiconductor, then in semiconductor, valence band and lower one is valence band, upper one is conduction band, and the gap between valence band and conduction band is how much? Forbidden energy gap. And if this forbidden energy gap is less than 3 electron volt, this is known as semiconductor. So see, since in conductor forbidden energy gap is how much? Approximately 0. So if the gap will be 0, it is easy for the electron to jump. So in conductor, the electron can easily jump. That's why it can move current. So if from valence band to conduction band, electron can easily jump. So here will be the availability of charge particle in the conduction band. So what will happen? If there will be charge particle in conduction band, then it will conduct the current, so that it can make current easily. So in the conductor, forbidden energy gap is very less. But if I will talk about insulator, here forbidden energy gap is more than 3 electron volt. So if I will give energy equal to this, then an electron can jump from valence band to conduction band. If I will give energy equal to this, then an electron can jump from valence band to conduction band. But this energy is more. So this energy is quite high. So we can't give that much energy that it can go to conduction band. And if no any charge particle will go in conduction band, that means conduction band is empty. And if the conduction band will be empty, that means it will behave like an insulator. So when the forbidden energy gap is more than 3 electron volt, then it will behave like the insulator. What will happen in semiconductor? It will lie in between conductor and insulator. Between conductor and insulator, that is semiconductor. So forbidden energy gap will be less than 3 electron volt. So sometimes here it can jump, sometimes here it can't jump. When the energy will be equal to forbidden energy gap, then the electron will jump, and when the energy will be not equal to forbidden energy gap, it will not jump. For example, you have seen that at absolute temperature, that means 0 Kelvin, conduction band is empty. That means When at absolute temperature, semiconductor will behave as insulator, but when we will increase the temperature, that means at room temperature, it will behave like a conductor. It will behave like a conductor. Okay? So, this all thing we have understand that what is conductor, what is insulator, and what is semiconductor. This is the also difference between conductor, insulator, and semiconductor. In the next class, I will take extrinsic semiconductor. In the next class, I will take extrinsic semiconductor. Hope you have understand intrinsic semiconductor. Write one more fact, that Forbidden energy gap. This forbidden energy gap for silicon is how much? For silicon, it is 1.1 electron volt. It is for silicon. And for germanium, forbidden energy gap is equal to 0.72 electron volt. It is for germanium. These are the two elemental semiconductors that we are using. Clear? If you will have any doubt regarding intrinsic semiconductor, then we will take it. Actually, I am making it more clear that this semiconductor can be divided into how many parts? It can be divided into two parts. One is known as intrinsic and one is known as extrinsic. But you know one thing, that intrinsic semiconductor we are not using that much in making device. Why we are not preferring intrinsic semiconductor? It will come in the next class. And then why we have to study extrinsic semiconductor, we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you. Bye. Take care.